Hi everyone, Miss Cox here, and welcome to lesson 2 of Measure this week. Now, yesterday we got you to start thinking about whether things should be measured in length or height, and hopefully you had a really good time finding different objects around your house and ordering them, okay, in order maybe of height or length. So, as usual, I'm going to share my screen and we're going to get started with some number formation. Now it's the number 9 today we're going to make a start with. So we've got a little rhyme up here and we go make a loop and then a 9. That's the way we make a 9. So make a loop and then a line. That's the way we make a 9. So I'm going to give you a few minutes, just having a little go at number 9, getting really good with that number formation. Every time I see any work coming in, it's got lovely number formation at the beginning. So well done, keeping going with number formation. 2 minutes, off we go. Okay, so well done for having got your number formation. Now we're going to start today's lesson with some guessing the shape. Okay, so guessing the shape. So what I've got here is I've got a little slide and I'm going to pull it down really slowly. And you got to try and guess my shape. Now, if you want to pause me at any time so you can have a little guess and then press play, do that. So here we go. Here's the first shape. Okay, I did give you a bit of a sneaky peek, so you might have seen it. Okay. What do we think? I see some sides. I see some straight sides. Ooh, I wonder if all my sides are the same length. I wonder. Okay. Oh, well, my screen's still going. It doesn't look like I've got 4 equal sides. So my first guess was a square. I don't know about you. Oh, I'm keeping going, keeping going. Oh, it looks like I've got 2 long sides and 2 short sides. What shape have I got? It's a rectangle. Well done. So hopefully you said rectangle, and rectangles, as we remember, have 4 vertices. So that's where the sides meet together, and 2 short sides and 2 long sides. So 4 sides. Oh, short and long. That's making me think about this week. Okay, so let's move on. What's our next one? Okay, I'm going to hide it very quickly. Okay, what's this shape, I wonder? I'm going to pull it down very, very slowly. Oh, if I stop it there, what do you think? I can see a vertice there, so that's where 2 sides have joined together. I wonder how many vertices this shape has. Oh, I can see 2 vertices now. Okay, going to keep going. What do you think this shape might be? I can see 1, 2, 3 sides coming. Oh, there's more than 3 sides. Oh, I don't know about you. When I was up here, I thought it might be a triangle. It might be a triangle. Right, let's keep going. Okay, so I know I've got more than 3 sides. Oh, it looks like I can see 4 sides there. Oh, I can see 5 coming. Oh, I can see 6. 6 sides. What's that shape that has 6 straight sides and 6 vertices? A hexagon. Well done. Excellent. Now, today, we're going to carry on thinking about measuring height and length. And I used some of those words of the week when I was describing my rectangle, didn't I? Did you hear me say short and long? And some of these other words may be the same. Maybe you found yesterday with your teddies and your toys that you were finding around the house. Maybe you had some that were the same height or the same length. Maybe you had some that were taller, or maybe you had some that were shorter than each other. Okay, so just a reminder of those lovely words of the week that we're using when we're talking about measuring this week. Okay, so today, what are we going to do? We're going to have a think about tools that we use to measure, things that we use to measure. So I found some pictures of things that we use to measure. So we've got a ruler, okay, and this, I couldn't find a very decent picture of a meter stick, but I've got one here. So this would be really, really long. It'd be 100 centimeters long, so a meter stick. A tape measure. So if you're measuring around something, tape measures are really good at that because rulers are straight, aren't they? And they're not very flexible. So a tape measure would be good for measuring around things, like around your head. And then this is one of my favorites. It's called a trundle wheel. And what you do is if you want to measure something like the playground, if we wanted to measure the playground, if we had lots of rulers, that'd be really hard to do. It'd be really hard to be accurate, to be close as possible to that measure. So you have a wheel and you push it along and then it makes a little click when you have a meter. Every time you go past a meter, it clicks. And then you count the clicks and then you work out how long something is, like something like the playground. So these are some of the tools you can use to measure. Now, today, you are going to be thinking about this. What can we do if we don't have the right tools to measure? So you don't have a trundle wheel, you don't have a ruler, you might not have a tape measure or a meter stick. What can you do if you don't have those tools? Have a chat to your grown-up. What could you do if you don't have those tools to measure? Okay, well, I hope you had a good chat about what you could do if you don't have the right tools to measure. Now, hidden under this screen, I've got some tools that we might be able to use instead. Let's have a little look. Oh, could we use some of these things to measure objects? Could we use Lego bricks? Could we line up Lego bricks? Could we line up cubes and work out how long something is or tall something is? Could we use bears or little objects? Could we use pasta? Or could we use our hands or parts of our hands, maybe our thumbs or our fingers or just our whole hand? Okay, so we can use lots of different things to measure something else. But the important thing is that each thing is the same. So if I was using my hands to measure, say, my moly mole, or I'll stop sharing my screen. I'll show you what I mean. So if I was using, for example, here's moly mole, and I want to see how many hands high moly mole was. I can use my hand because I can go 1, and then I could just see where my fingers got to, and then I can go 2. Okay, and I've worked out that actually moly mole is 2 hands tall. And because I've used my hand, it's the same hand. I've used the same hand. So I know that I've measured moly mole to be 1 and then 2 hands tall. I've used my same hand. And that's really important because if I use my hand and then I changed and I used a pencil, that wouldn't make sense, would it? It's the same. It has to be the same object that you use over again. Okay. So let's go back to our objects. So here are some objects we could use if we don't have a ruler or anything else to measure. So let's see what we're going to do now. Okay, we're going to do this on the screen. So I found some objects that I want to measure, and look, I've found that I want to measure these objects with cubes. So I've made myself a magic cube. This is magic. So watch this. Every time I put it up, I can make another one. So it's a bit magic. So I'm going to use my cubes to measure how long this pencil is. Do you remember yesterday we talked about whether we're measuring length or height? And we talked about pencils and we said that length is quite a good thing to measure on pencils. So I'm going to measure how long my pencil is. So here we go. So 1, you can count along with me. So 1, 2, 3. You could have a guess. Maybe you could have a guess how many cubes you think it's going to be. 4, 5. Oh, I haven't matched that right up, so let's put that next to it. Otherwise, it's not fair on the others. There we go. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. It's nearly 13. So I'm just going to say that's 13 because it's very nearly 13 cubes. So I've now worked out that my pencil is 13 cubes long. 13 cubes long. Oh, let me write that. So it's 13 is 1, 10, 3, just so I don't get the numbers in the wrong order. So 1, 10, 3. So 13 cubes long. So cubes. Oh, cubes has got that U sound, isn't it, that we've done recently? Cubes. Okay, 13 cubes. Now, sorry, my handwriting is not as good as if I was on the board because I'm doing it with the mouse. So 13 cubes long. Okay. Right, so I've worked that out. Now, I've got a little Paddington bear here. Should we find out how tall our Paddington is? Maybe you could have a little guess. How tall do you think our Paddington bear is going to be with these cubes? Let's find out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, so my Paddington is exactly 5 cubes high. Okay, so 5 cubes high. So I'm just going to quickly write down here 5, number 5. Oh, what did I say? Down, around, and flag on high. That's the way we make a 5. So 5 cubes, because that's what I've used to measure my bear. 5 cubes. And then I've measured how high it is. So height, so high. Okay. Or I could say tall, I suppose, actually. No, let's do that because that's one of our words of the week, isn't it? So let's do tall. So 5 cubes, tall. Okay. So I think you get the idea that when you're measuring, you need to make sure that when you're measuring, when you're choosing an object, they need to be the same or similar sizes. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. If I'd have used 1 cube and then a bear, then a cube, then a bear, I wouldn't know how many cubes on my object was. It's really important to use the same object over and over again. Okay, here we go. Let's move on then. Let's move on to today's challenges. Okay, I want you to find your own measuring device. That's the first thing I want you to do. So I want you to think, what have you got lots of in your house that you could use to measure with? So I had cubes there. So if you've got cubes at home, you can use cubes. I think things like you might have a lot of pasta. Pasta might be a good one because it's mostly the same size and it's something that you might have a lot of. Okay, you might have cars that may be the same length. Okay, because you could use cars. So first thing to do is to find yourself something you're going to measure with. So is it going to be cubes or pasta or cars? Okay, use your imaginations. And then you're going to look for objects around your house to measure. And then I've just put a few pictures here of how you could show how you've measured. So here someone's found a flower and they've measured it in cubes, how tall it is, its height in cubes. We've got a teddy bear here and they've measured the height of the teddy bear in cubes. And we've got a little teddy bear here and they've measured their height in cubes. So your first level of challenge is to find objects and then use your measuring device to measure them. And you can take photos of those, or like here, you could draw a picture of what you found and how you measured it. Okay. Level 2, I've attached a table. This is called a table. So we're finding out information. So on one part, you put what object you're going to measure. And then on this part, you write how long or tall. So do you remember how back here, when I was saying how tall or long something was, I used a sentence, didn't I? So my pencil was 13 cubes long. So if I was to write that in here, my pencil, I'd write it here, 13 cubes long. Okay, so actually, let's see if I can get my pen. I'll see if I can write it small. So you get the idea. So 13 would go in here. And then cubes. And then because I want people to know that I did the length, okay, I could write the word long, couldn't I? Now, obviously, I've run out of room there. You probably will have more room to do this on your sheet, okay? So that's really important because it's telling me how long my pencil is, what I've used to measure it, which is the cubes, and whether I've measured length or height. There we go. So that's really important information. So you could fill in the table and find different objects and measure them. And then level 3 challenge is after you've found objects and you found out how long or tall they are, you can write some sentences. So the teddy is longer than, the pencil is shorter than. So using those words of the week, and I've left them there for you to have a look at, and you can magpie some to write some sentences about what you found out. Okay, so those are today's challenges. I hope you enjoy finding objects and making your own measuring device, because tomorrow we're going to be moving on and Miss O is going to be teaching you a lesson on measure. So if I stop sharing and I can say goodbye. So have fun measuring today, making your own measuring device and then measuring lots of objects around your home. We can't wait to see what they look like, what your learning looks like today. And take care. See you later.